What are you seeing in New York, in Connecticut, in New Jersey, out east in the Hamptons, Miami? What are you finding people are wanting, sellers and buyers?
Well, it is a complicated and evolving real estate market. And I think part of that is due to the fact that different regions have different desires, meaning, the Hamptons, Palm Beach, and the Connecticut market has done very well. There's a lot of demand there. But in New York City, it's a different sort of environment. And so people, as you know, we were a hot spot and got hit very hard. But now that's sort of, we've calmed that down thanks to the governor. And I think we're starting to see deals happen slow and steady. So it's not one thing. It's very nuanced at this point.
Are New Yorkers who are buying properties, are they rebasing to other places like Florida, where there's no state income tax, like Connecticut, like the Hamptons, or are these not just second homes, but another living opportunity for people? What are they doing? Are they leaving New York for these places, or are they adding these places to their portfolio of homes?
I think it's a mixture. I think what matters greatly is what's going to happen with schools in the fall, and we still don't know. So some people are trying to figure that out, and some people are going to stay in the Hamptons or in Palm Beach until they know more. And some people will come back to New York City and try to work with the system and have their kids go to school online. So there's not one answer and not one size fits all, because this is all evolving every day. And so we have to wait and see what will happen.
We're talking here, I suppose, a little bit about the problems of the 1%, the people who are trying to decide whether to stay on the Upper East Side or go to the Hamptons or Palm Beach or Greenwich or whatever. But the real housing woe in this, it seems to me, will be the individuals who can't make their mortgage or their rent payments, either because they are out of a job or the unemployment benefits that they have been relying on disappear for them, and that at some point evictions are going to pick up, foreclosures are going to pick up, landlords are going to find that they are under stress because they don't have the revenue coming in. What do you think is going to happen, Bess?
That's a real challenge, and that's going to have a huge impact because, if landlords aren't getting their rent, they can't pay their mortgages, then they may have to lay people off, and then that, puts more strain on an already very, very high unemployment rate. So that is not helpful. And then you're going to see housing court jam-packed, and you're going to see a lot of evictions and homelessness, which is something we don't want to see. What I'm hoping for is that we can compromise a bit and that you will see the public and private sector work together and try to be a little bit more flexible, maybe a discount on rent, maybe another month where they don't have to pay rent. We have to apply a little bit of humanity in this environment because we are all in this storm, but not everybody is in the same boat. And so we have to be a little bit more gentle with everyone.
Yeah, well, I think that's a great sentiment to have there, and time will tell how this evolves. Let's get back to the question of what's happening in the suburbs. You hear sort of anecdotally that people who have been accustomed to inner city living and maybe vertical living want to get out, whether it's New York or Boston or Washington, D.C., and move into, or Los Angeles, and move into areas where they have some space, they have some property. Are we seeing bidding wars in some of those desirable suburbs, and are we seeing sellers in the quote inner cities or the inner circle? Are we seeing them be more flexible on prices?
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely seeing bidding wars in places like Palm Beach and Connecticut, and part of that is attributable to the fact that there's not enough supply. So that's been very good in those regions. They've been very healthy, and people want to be there. They want to live there. So that's been excellent. And whether there's going to be some sort of price correction, for example, in New York City, that is yet to be determined. We do know that buyers are looking to negotiate. That's 100% sure. And so sellers have to let go of their pre-pandemic pricing and, be a little bit more realistic here in New York City. But where there's high demand, then the sellers can ask for more. But in New York City, it's a little bit more challenging, I would say.